Severe weather warnings, they are still in force across the southeast. The polar blast responsible, it's turned deadly in Victoria with a woman killed by a falling tree.
Let's go live to Gabriella Power in Melbourne, and Gabriella's got the jacket on, as you'd imagine. The snow and the rain and the wind, it's been all over the place, but obviously deadly in one incident. Here, Gabriella.
Yes, this wild weather has caused an absolutely tragic accident. One woman has died and a 4-year-old boy is in hospital with critical injuries. This was after a tree fell on their car while they were travelling in the Yarra Ranges. A man and another child were also taken to hospital. They were suffering minor injuries. But in the past 24 hours, this wild weather has just absolutely lashed Melbourne. We've had hail, thunderstorms, rain. The SES has responded to hundreds of calls. Many of those are for fallen trees and damaged buildings, but it's not just in Victoria. The SES responded to 500 calls in New South Wales.
Mostly trees and branches down, as I was saying, threatening to fall on roofs, that sort of damage. Probably the hardest hit area so far has been the metropolitan area of Sydney, with around 208 jobs, Blue Mountains, about 40 jobs there, Southern Highlands 91, and all the way up into the Hunter where we've had about 30 jobs there. So pretty broad spread, mostly related to these winds as they travel through today and into the evening.
Rough seas and strong winds actually caused part of the Frankston Pier to break off yesterday. This broken off section of the pier is about 10 metres long. It drifted about 600 metres along the beach and then washed up onto the shore. Now, the Bureau of Meteorology says this wild weather is set to continue.
We are still expecting those damaging winds to continue for parts of southern Victoria and through the elevated areas of New South Wales today. So unfortunately, that weather will be continuing.
It's very cold and, as you can see, quite rainy here in Melbourne. It's currently 7 degrees, but it feels more like 3 degrees due to these strong winds. Travellers are being encouraged to check in with their airlines if they're flying anywhere today. Yesterday, Melbourne Airport had 40 flight cancellations due to this wild weather. But the polar blast is good news for snow lovers, with the alpine regions dipping well below 0 degrees and lots of fresh powder in ski resorts across Victoria.
Yes, good and bad news, but thank you very much for the update. Gabriella Powell live there in Melbourne.